Alright, Subchapter E, Enforcement and Remedies, 3251 Conferences, 3252 Public Nuisances, 3253 Enforcement Orders, 3254 Restraining Violations, 3254 One Well Control Emergency Response Cost Recoveries, 3255 Penalties, 3256 Civil Penalties, 3257 Existing Rights Remedies Preserved with the Cumulative of the Right Remedies Authorized, 3258 Inspection Production Materials Witness Deposition Rights and Entry, 3259 Unlawful Conduct, 3260 Collection of Fines and Penalty, 3261 Third Party Liability, 3262 Inspection Reports. Conferences. General rule. The department, any of the person having a direct interest of the matter subject of the chapter may at any time, with the request of the conference, for the to be held with the discovery, the attempt with the result of the mutual agreement of the matter arising under the chapter, unless otherwise provided by the conference, shall be held within 90 days of the request of the receiver of the department. The department shall have given the department and shall interested parties. The representative of the department shall attend with the conference of the department and may make recommendations. An agreement of the receiver of the conference shall consistently within this chapter and approved of the department shall be produced. The writing of it shall be effective unless reviewed and rejected with the department within 10 days after the conference. The record of the agreement approved with the department shall be kept with the file with the department. Copies of the furnished to keep to the parties of the schedule of the conference shall have no effect of the department's authority to issue order of the compelled with compliance with this chapter. B. Notification. When the co-operative to be notified of the proceeding under this section of the department simultaneously shall send a copy of the notice of the collective of the bargaining representative of the employee of the co-operator. 3252 Public Nuisances. A violation of Section 3217 relating to the protection of fresh groundwater casing requirement. 3218 relating to the protection of water supply. 3219 relating to use of safety devices. Or 3220 relating to the plugging requirements or a regulation or term of the condition of permit relating to any of these sections constitute a public nuisance. 3253 Enforcement Orders. General rule. Except as modified in subsection B and C and D, but the department may issue orders necessary to aid with the enforcement of the chapter. Orders issued under the chapter shall take an effect with the notice unless the order specified otherwise. Power of the department to issue an order or this chapter. In addition, any of the other remedy available to the department under this chapter is under any of the other law. Suspension and revocation. The department may suspend and well permit well registration on any of the following continuing violation. Any of the following this chapter. The Act of June 27, 1937, or the Clean Stream Law, or the Act of July 7, 1980, the Solid Waste Management Act, or D, any statute administrative of the department. 2, the like result of the violation of unsafe of the operation environmental damage. 2, a suspension order. The department shall automatically terminate the violation upon which it is based on corrected by the operator to the satisfaction of the department in order to bearing the well into compliance with this chapter. C. Written notice prior to consumption, suspension, revocation of the well permanent registration. The department shall serve the written notice of the well operative of the agent for the stating with the specifically statutory authority regulation of the other breach of the relied upon along the factual circumstances surrounding the alleged violation. The department suspend or revoke the permanent registration of the department may order the operators to cap the well and likely result of the if the likely result of the violation is an unsafe operation, environmental damage. D. Immediate orders. Orders the department requiring immediate cessation of the drill operation shall be effective only if authorized by the secretary of the designator. E. Grievance. A person aggrieved by the department orders issued this section shall have the right within 30 days of the receipt notice of the repeal of the Environmental Hearing Board. Alright, 3254 restraining violations. General addition, any other remedy provided by the chapter of the Department of the Institute is sued with the equity with the name of the Commonwealth with injunction with the restraint with the violation chapter with the rule with the regulations stand with the orders with the adopted with the issue with the number of the chapter the restraint with the maintenance with the threat of the public nuisance upon motion of the Commonwealth. The chapter shall issue the prohibitory mandatory preliminary injunction when defined with the defendant with engaging in lawful conduct defined by this chapter in conducting causing immediately irreparable harm to the public. Commonwealth should not be required to furnish bond with or other security in connection with the proceeding addition to any of the injunction of the court. Quickly may level civil penalties as specified in section 3256 relating to civil penalties. The district attorney, in addition with the other remedy of this chapter, with the own relation with the district attorney, with the county, with the effective of the upon relation with the solicitor, with the municipality affected, an action that equitably may be brought into court over the competent jurisdiction injunction of the restraint of the violation of the chapter rules regulation promulgated under this chapter of the restraint of the public nuisance of the detriment to the health. C. Current penalty with the penalties or remedies under the chapter shall be deemed uncurrent. Existing on the exercise of the one or the remedy preventing the department of the exercising another remedy of law of equity. Jurisdiction action under this section shall be made filed with the appropriate court with a common plea with the Commonwealth court. These courts shall hereby grant jurisdiction to hear actions under this section. 3254 1 Well Control Emergency Response Cost Recovery. Person liable to well control emergency responsible for all the reasonable costs incurred with the department to respond with a well control emergency in action before the court of the competent jurisdiction. The department may recover all of its responsible costs, including the costs regarding the regaining control of the well, with the control of the parameter of the well site, preparing water spray, establishing trenches for the dike for the capture of the runoff of the fluids, provided with the reinforcement resource equipment needs for the incident. 3255 Penalties, General Violation. Person violating of the provision of the chapter commits a summary offense of the upon with eviction shall be sentenced to pay a fine not more than $1,000 or to imprisonment not more than 90 days or both, but in each of the day during the violation continue to separate with a distinct offense. Willful violation, purpose and willful violating the provision of the chapter in order the department issue for the owner of the chapter submit to the misdemeanor under the conviction shall be sentenced to the main fine. Pay a fine not more than $5,000 or to imprisonment no more than 1 year or both each day if they during the violation continue to separate or distinct offenses. See authority of the department may institute a prosecution against any person or municipality for a violation of this chapter. 3256 Civil Penalties. In addition, any other remedies available to the law of the equity of the violation of the chapter regulation of the department or of the permanent condition of the department that after hearing of the may suffer the civil penalties regardless whether the violation was willful. The penalty shall not exceed $25,000 plus $1,000 for each day during the violation continue within the case of the violation arising from the construction, alteration, operation, unconventional well, $75,000 plus $5,000 each day during the violation continue in determining the amount of the department shall consider the willfulness, violation, and damage of the injury to the natural resource of the commonwealth of their use, the injury to the safety of others, call for the remedying of the harm, safety the result of the violator as a result of the violation, any other relevant factor. When the department proposes to assess the civil penalty, shall notify the person proposed to the penalty or of the penalty, the person charged with the penalty must, within 30 days of the notification, pay the proposed penalty full file appeal for the assessment environmental hearing board for failure to comply with the time and period within the subsection resolve the waiver all legal rights to contest the violation amount of the penalty. Civil penalty shall be payable to the commonwealth, the collectible for the mayor, any manner provided by the law of the collection debt of the violator, neglect to review the penalty after the main amount with together but an inch of the cost of the may accrue the shall maintain a lien and in favor of the commonwealth of the real and the personal property of the violator, but only after the lien has entered in the docket over the record by the foreign of the county where the property is situated. The department may transmit prothonataries of the various counties certified copies of all liens. It shall be in the duty of each prothonotary to enter a docket of the liens of the record with the prothonotari's office index of the M as judgments are indexed without requiring payment of the cost condition precedent into entry. 3257 Existing rights and remedy preserved. Cumulative remedies authorized. Nothing in this chapter shall the Commonwealth or a district with attorney proceeding with the court law with the equity of the debate with the pollution forbidding under the chapter of the nuisance under the existing law is hereby declared for the purpose of the chapter to provide additional cumulative remedy for the control of the activities related to drilling for the production of the oil and gas in the Commonwealth of noting contained in the chapter abridges alter rights for the action remedies existing or existed previously in equity under common and statutory law, civil, criminal. Neither the chapter of the permit under the chapter nor act undue the virtue of the chapter stops the Commonwealth from exercising rights under the common decisional law of the equity for the suppressing nuisances, abating pollution, enforcing common law of the statutory rights. No court of the common with the jurisdiction to abate public and private nuisances shall be deprived of the jurisdiction action to abate the private and public law nuisances instituted by any person ground of the nuisance constitutes air or water pollution. Alright, 3258, inspection protection of the material witness deposition right of entry. General of the department may make an inspection conduct test sampling with the examine the book paper, the record with the pertain with the matter of the investigation under the chapter, determine compliant with the chapter for the purpose of the duly authorized agents employed with the department. May all responsible times enter for the examiner and involved with property facility operation activity. Pre-operation, expect that the operator may not commence the drilling activities until the department has conducted an inspection on a confidential well site after the installation of rows in the sediment of the control measure. The department may conduct a follow-up inspection of the well site with the related activity determined to comply with this chapter. Acts after the owner and operator of the other person charged with the property facility of the owner, operation activity under the chapter upon pre-presentation property identification purpose of the either for the inspection remedy if they otherwise respond to well control emergency agent for the employees of the department that shall provide free with unrestricted entry, access upon refusable. The agent employer may obtain with the search of the quantity suitable order authorized entry. Inspection remediation response shall be decision to justify issuance of the search warrant authorized examination of the inspection if it 1. There is probable cause to believe that the object of the investigation is subject to regulation under this chapter. 2. Access, examination, or inspection is necessary to enforce provisions of the chapter. C. Witness to any part of the Commonwealth of the Department of Subpoena. Witness administrator oath examines. Witness takes testimony, compelled production, books, records, maps, plats, papers, documents, other writings pertaining to the proceedings investigation conducted for the department under the chapter. Refusal to obey a subpoena by any person on the application for the department or court by enforces a subpoena contempt proceedings. Fees for serving a subpoena shall be set and be the same as those paid to sheriffs for similar services. Alright, D. Deposition. The department of the party proceeding with the before the department may call for the deposition of the witness who resides outside of the Commonwealth to be taken in the manner prescribed by the law, taking deposition in civil actions. Witness fee. The witness summoned before the department shall be paid with the same fees paid for the witness of the court with the recorded general jurisdiction. Witness with those depositions are taken under chapter of the official officers taking those depositions shall be entitled to the same fees as those paid like service in court. F. Purchasers. Upon request of the purchaser, oil and gas shall provide the department information necessary to determine the ownership of the facility for which the purchaser oil and purchase obtain the oil and gas. The information shall be kept confidential for a period of 5 years. The department may utilize the enforcement proceeding. The department may request the information under this section only when the well does not comply with section 3211H relating to well permits. Alright, 3259, unlawful conduct. Drill after operating utilize the oil gas well without permit registration for the department. Requires chapter violation rule of the regulation adopted the chapter orders of the department to determine the condition of the permit used for the department. Conduct activity related with the drilling, other production of oil gas. Contrary with the chapter rule of the regulation adopted the chapter order of the department to determine the condition of the permit used for the department to any manner with the creator of the public nuisance of the adversely effect with the public health and self welfare of the environment. Review for the obstructive delay thereafter or threatening agent with the employee with the department acting in the course of law for the performance duty of this chapter include but not limited to the entry of the inspection. To entry and inspection, attempt to obtain the permit identified the well as an orphan well with a misrepresentation, failure to disclose with all relevant facts, cause abandonment well by removal of the casing equipment necessary for production without plugging the well will be manner prescribed under section 3220 relating to plugging requirements, except that the owner and the operator as well as the may temporarily remove the casing of the equipment demonstrated for the production, but only if it is part of the normal course of the production activities. 3260, collection of fines and penalties. Fines and penalties shall be collectible in manner provided with the lawful collection of the debts. The person liable to pay with the penalty and the collectability refused to pay with after demand with the amount with together interest of the cost that may occur with the shall be the judge for the favor of the commonwealth of the person of the property only after judgment as entered the docket for the record of the pro-voluntary of the county where the property was situated. Department may transmit with the pro-voluntaries over the various counties with the certified copies of all the judgments. It shall be the duty of each of the pro-voluntary enter and docket them in the record pro-voluntary office index the judgment or index with regarding requiring payment of the cost of condition proceeding to entry. Alright, third-party liability. If the person other than well operator renders the service of the product of the well site of the person is liable for the well owner operative of the violation chapter or anything out of the cause of the person action with his well for the well site in accordance with the state law. 3262, inspection reports. The department shall post the inspection reports of publicity accessible internet website. Inspection reports shall include the nature of the description of the violation, operator's written response to the violation if available, the status of the violation for the remedy steps taken by the operator or the department to address the violation. Subchapter F, miscellaneous provisions. Testing.